morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to the COMPUTEX Forum. COMPUTEX Forum will inspire every participant who is joining us today to have a deeper and better understanding of the theme, creating the new normal. The forum will cover 3 sections, which are technology empowerment, ESG, and application advancements. There will be more than 10 outstanding speakers from the industry to deliver their insights. Without further ado, please welcome the CEO of Tetra, Ms. Lalor Ning, to give us the opening remarks. Welcome, Ms. Ling.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Taiwan External Trade Development Council, Tetra, I would like to express my sincere welcome to you all for joining the COMPUTEX Forum 2022. I'm so glad that COMPUTEX has finally returned to a physical exhibition after 2 years, since the pandemic has affected the whole world. COMPUTEX 2022 will continue with the positioning of building global technology ecosystems, featuring the latest tech trends, innovative computing, accelerating intelligence, digital resilience, connected X experience, innovations and startups, and sustainability. As an organizer of COMPUTEX, since border restrictions haven't been removed, Tetra actively holds a series of hybrid events in order to make maximum exposure of the show brand COMPUTEX and its exhibitors to the global ICT community. Those events include COMPUTEX CEO keynotes and forum, where CEOs from AMD, NSP, Micron, Supermicro, and senior executives from global tech trends share their insights, as well as live studio and media-guided tour. The COMPUTEX Forum events has been held more than 10 times and invited a number of local or international ICT experts to share the most groundbreaking technology trends. This year, the COMPUTEX Forum will focus on 3 topics, which are technology empowerment, ESG, and application advancements. The morning session is on technology empowerment. We have invited speakers from Texas Instruments, Edison Taiwan, NSP Semiconductors, NVIDIA, and Micron to explore how global technology giants use the new technologies brought to the industry by 5G, AI, and IoT. In the afternoon section, the 2 topics are ESG and application advancements. For the ESG session, we have invited a speaker from Delta Electronics to share with us how the technology industry can make good use of high-tech tools to meet the challenges of corporate ESG and to reach the 2050 global net zero goal. For the application advancement session, speakers from HTC, IBM Taiwan, Dassault Systems, and Nokia Taiwan are invited to talk about the new normal of technology, such as the rise of metaverse and the development of remote technology, and to lead us to open a new chapter in the future world. Before the event starts, I would like to thank you all again for being here to participate and support COMPUTEX. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ling, for the warm welcome. Please kindly return back to your seats. Today, we are very honored to have Mr. Luke Li, Vice Presidents of Asia and the Presidents of Texas Instruments Taiwan, Korea, and South Asia. Mr. Lee joined Texas Instruments in 2003 and successfully grew TI's business and market share in Taiwan, especially in automotive and industrial sectors. Today, Mr. Lee will focus on data centers are expanding, drive higher efficiency with strong technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Luke Lee.
Good morning, everyone. 안녕하세요. 저는 루크예요. It's been a while since TI took a part at COMPUTEX, so now we are back. So in the following 30 minutes, I would like to share about the TI's strategy and also how can we bring a better solution to help to provide green power to saving the earth, right? So that is something I would like to share. But before I get started, I just have a very short conversation with Harrison and then in the morning talk about the supply constraint. Maybe more audience are more interested in about, hey, look, when can we end up the semiconductor supply constraint, right? So I probably will touch about that a little bit from today's session. But more important is I would like to share about what we are doing and moving forward to push and address long-term growth opportunity together with customer and also help all the industrial firms to do better job than before, okay? So I would like to give you a quick update about the TI. TI is a global semiconductor company. We have two major production lines, which is analog semiconductor. And also we have a very good embedded processor product portfolio, so which allows us to service our customer. So you may feel surprised. TI, we have 80,000 part number to service 100,000 customers in the worldwide. Wow, that is a big number, right? And also, if you look into the TI product portfolio in the analog, we have a very small socket from the analog switch, ESD protector, to analog data converter, high-speed data converter, help us to convert analog signal to the digital. So that is a very big product portfolio and wide range. And also we have embedded processor, MCU, MPU, processor, radar, connectivity, and DLP, so which allow us to service our customer to build ADAS, AI, and a more intelligent device, and also connecting to each other. And also you can have a DLP product to enable the different display technology. So we have such a product portfolio to service a wide customer base, so which cover the 5 major market segments, including auto, industrial, comm, enterprise, and PE. Of course, we will not leave any customer in any market segment alone. So I know that rumor has it that TI is walk away from the PE market. We will concentrate in the auto and the industrial space, but I'm here, so I'm telling you that we are focused comprehensive market segment. We will address all the customer and we will support you, okay? So since we are talking about the market segment, so I probably would like to touch about not only current supply constraint, because today maybe we more focus on the current supply constraint, but how about next 10 years? What the 5 market segment it will be? For EV, I don't need to explain. Everybody, when they hear the EV, they are excited, right? Everybody share the excitement of EV migration, right? So today it's maybe only ship a few million units, but it will reach 70 million units in the next 10 or 15 years. So we don't need to worry about that, the consumption of semiconductor and also the run rate incremental. And also for the cloud, everybody doing the online shopping, right? Have you? Social media? And also you are pushing a more cloud usage and also searching engine and so on. Every activity will push more usage and also consumption of cloud business. And it will push up in the next decade, right? So no question on that as well. And also, cloud business is connecting the networking together because of once you connect to a cloud more often than before, then you probably need more connection, no matter it's a wire or wireless. So comm business also will grow in the next 10 years. I think most of people will agree on that, right? And also PE, maybe it's slowing down recently, but PE from the gen-to-gen point of view, you can see a total content of semiconductor usage have been increasing. We have PD, Type-C, PCIe Gen 4, 5, and also there are many different applications, gaming notebook, gaming desktop, and also bring in a water cooling system to reduce the thermal, right? So the PE itself is also growing on the content consumption point of view. And also TV, you can imagine 8K TV will consume more power. You need the more power consumption. And also how to bring more power efficiency improvement in the TV space will be very crucial for the space, right? So that is for space push up. The most important is the foundation of industrial. In order to build all those end equipment, you need to have a tester equipment, right? And also you need a semiconductor equipment to produce the semiconductor. And also you need to have a tester tool. And also not mention you need to have a more smart factory to build the production line to produce those devices, right? So everything is push up the total semiconductor consumption in the next 10 years. Then you may have a question, hey, look, where is our capacity, right? This is the first time I would like to give an official announcement introduction to our Asia customer about TI will have a new 6 employee join the TI from the TMG, Technology Manufacturer Group. So I'm very excited to introduce our new employee, R2 Fab. The R2 Fab will be the latest fab. The capacity will kick in the second half of this year. They are more powerful and faster. The space and total capacity will be larger than RFab, greater than 30%. So you can see this one is RFab. R2 Fab connect to the RFab, so it allows us to kick in the capacity immediately, and the customer, they don't need to take additional PCN, then you can use the material immediately. And followed by the R2 Fab, we will have Lehigh Fab rejoin the TI, and which will kick in the new capacity in 2023, right? We have the latest process node technology which can allow us to bring in more capacity and also diversify our process node. So both R2 Fab and the Lehigh Fab will join TI and start production all along the way 2023 to 2024 and ramping up. And then lastly, we have Brother 4, Sherman Fab. There are 4 individual fab, but connecting to each other through the OHT and also the warehouse in between. And we just had one breaking ceremony by May 18 in Sherman. And we are very excited because of this is the large investment we've been done in the past many years. It's because of the TI confidence of the future business growth opportunity. TI would like to work together with customer. So this is our commitment. We would like to grow our revenue and together with customer and service you and provide you sustainable longevity, the manufacturer, in order to address any challenge in the future. So please stay with us because of we will provide you the very good support in the near term, middle term, and long term. Okay? So more further, you may have a question. Look, we got it. That is a fab. Okay, how about assembly? Assembly represents a very important area because of every package represents the physical usage of assembly capacity. So not only we are going to invest in the wafer space, but also we are having the assembly and test expansion. So please work with our Marcom director, Jennifer. She will provide more update to you guys in the following. And also, package innovation is represent the very important technology migration. So TI is focused on the small package in order to reduce both size and cost saving together with customer in the cost performance point of view. But in the meanwhile, we are doing the performance package next freight, which allow us to integrate 3 chip, 5 chip, or 7 chip in one package, which allow us to provide the greatest performance device to service all the market. So that is the difference compared with us and others. So we will focus on the product investment to enlarge our product portfolio and strengthen our manufacturing capability, which allow us have a flexibility to support customer your growth need. And also we will have more the technology development. I will show you later on. So among of 80,000 TI part number, today I pick up the one. It's not the only one, but I think it's probably the most important one in the next many years is a gallium nitride. Okay, so I would like to use this chart to get started my introduction. So you can see this is the energy forecast from 2010 to all the way to 2030. So you can see the energy consumption is pushing up, primarily for driven by the data center and also networking. So both two areas represent largest the power consumption in the next 10 years. So that brings out a question: how can we do better to provide more power? And probably you will think about, hey, look, why don't we bring in a more power plant, right? No. This is almost a mission impossible. Do you want to have a new power plant to be a neighborhood in nearby your home? No, you don't, right? One other way, then why don't we address on the efficiency improvement to reduce the total power consumption, allow us use the same power consumption to support more PSU, right? So that is something that we are looking for. And that is the area we need to think about what GaN can bring the impact. So with data center and servers opportunity, you can see most of industrial are require higher power density. It's pushed up from a few hundred watt to 1,000 watt in the future. Even it's maybe will reach out to 10 kilowatt. I will not surprise, because of you need the more power density and also require high efficiency to support more power density. So probably it will require very close to 98% the end-to-end the efficiency, which can meet most of titanium grade the efficiency standard required by multiple countries. And most of OEM are driving the CAN bus in order to real-time monitor the PSU status and the energy saving situation. And most important is most of supplier customer are looking for the dual sourcing the component, such as like a gallium nitride, because of we are using the same silicon-based substrate, same as like a current semiconductor industrial. So that is lay out the new requirement for server and the data center in the future. So how can we address those design challenges? Because of today, when we talk about the design, we are using a traditional legacy topology, right? So how can we help our design engineer migrate to the new topology? So there are 3 major challenges from the topology, hardware, and firmware. So hardware and topology are together because of when you choose to GaN, to increasing the switch frequency, to reduce the power loss in the switch, the diode sites, and also when you reduce the power loss, increasing the switching power frequency, which will maybe bring in the high thermal and also the EMI challenge. So through the topologies migration and also hardware's understanding, then we will be able to understand and also overcome the challenge. But most important is the Fengwei, because of when you increase in the switching power, switching frequency, and also reduce the total power loss, and also provide a control loop this control, then you need to have a real-time sensing and also real-time control. So the Fengwei will be very crucial to make improvement of the PSU in the future to overcome the challenge. And also, when you look at the complex topology, this is a legacy topology with a PFC bridge, and it's containing 5 diodes and 1 switch, right? Which can allow only a switch very low frequency. But when we migrate to the bridgeless PFC, probably most of them are using the legacy, for the advanced gallium nitride. So 2 switch with 2 diodes, so which allow us to really saving the ball space and push up total the efficiency. And the topology change require the very big knowledge migration, because of before the traditional topology is using the hard switching, right? But when you migrate to the new one, that will be soft switching, so which rely on very heavy firmware investment and also the overall the system validation. So that is somewhere we need to work together with all of us, right? And also, as I mentioned, real-time control is becoming crucial, right? So real-time control allows us to use the single MCU to control multiple different devices in order to use a small form factor and increasing the power efficiency. So that really helps us to increasing the power efficiency, and in order to reduce total power space, and also we can be able to put the more power PSU in the same place. So C2000 is current latest solution from the TI, offering real-time control, so which can provide the complex topology, the better control, the flow on both sensing and control. So that is a solution I also would like to mention. But let's talk about the TI GaN. What is the difference in between TI GaN and the other supplier? So you can take a look when you look at the TI GaN. Because of TI GaN is integrated solution on driver and FET, so which allow us to push more high frequency and also better performance to allow us to increasing and reach out the switching speed of 150 volt per nanosecond. So that kind of switch speed you cannot achieve without integrated solution, right? And also that help we to use a small magnetic component, including the inductor and passive component. It can help us to manufacture small form factor device, which allow us, we install the more PSU in the same space. You know, the space of the costs are very expensive in the data center as well, right? So that is something also showing the different benefit, and also allow us push our switching frequency up to 500 kHz. So that is the very first time we can reach the kind of level, because of if you take a look about the legacy switching power frequency of the PSU, it's probably about a few kHz, right? So that kind of high switching frequency can allow us really reduce the total bone size and also total space saving, bring tons of opportunity and benefit to customer and also your customer. And last but not least, that is the most important, build for reliability. Reliability is the most important factor I would like to touch today before we end up gallium nitride. Probably a lot of R&D engineer will not familiar with gallium nitride because of it's new, right? Understand, no problem. But there is one thing is special on the TI gallium nitride is when we start produce TI gallium nitride, we put the gallium nitride in the TI the factory, continue to do the burn-in reliability test from that point until now. So every time when I have open speech, I got to read the data again because last time my open speech, it was 20 million hours, but today we are in 40 million hours of a reliability test. It allows us to provide the more reliable GaN solution to our customer in order to provide the sustainable and reliable PSU to service your customer, right? And also we have latest GaN solution just qualify the automotive grade, so which tell us that the TI gallium nitride solution can help you to address any reliability concern from you, your engineer, or your customer, because of we have a data we can show you, right? So that is a TI gallium nitride. So here I just would like to very fast to, sorry, I have some short time here. So this is the latest reference design for TI GaN is address a single phase two-tempo topology with a PFC, and it allows us to push to 180 watt inch power density. That is the latest product we just get put into the TI.com. And also we have a previous generation 1 kilowatt heat meet titanium grade, the CCM two-tempo, the bridgeless LLC controller. So it's also been widely used for many of customers. So I don't go through every detail with you today, but all this reference design is showing the TI is migrate from the component supplier to solution provider. So for all of those products we put into the TI.com, which containing layout, schematic, and also the placement, and also including the firmware, and also important things we have a test data can help engineer estimate the current solutions performance and allow you to compare your solution and also help you to time to market on your product, right? So that is really amazing because of when we look at those products, you just copy and paste, then it works, right? So that is very important. So here is my takeaway. So before you walk out from the room, I would like you to remember TI GaN and C2000 is the best tool help us to bring more power efficiency to save the world. Because of today, global warming is getting worse and serious. Everybody would like to help, right? So today, you have opportunity to enable TI GaN and C2000, and you will be hero because of we will save the planet together, right? So that is the work away I need your help. And also, I would like to emphasize TI internal manufacture capability can allow us to work together with customer to address any growth opportunity you are facing and address too. So let us work together and we will service you with our internal manufacture capability. And also for the GaN, I just would like to give you a quick update about the manufacture capability. TI is using 150 millimeter and 200 millimeter both technology to produce gallium nitride. And also that will migrate more fab to kick in more capacity because we know there are many customers are using the TI GaN right now, so they need the more capacity. So we will address the capacity need through the internal manufacture capability migration. So we will take care of that. So please don't worry. Just use more TI solution. Stay with TI. So lastly, I just would like to reemphasize about the TI.com. TI.com represents the largest the information center to allow our customer to access any information of a product, any equipment, any as a solution you need, we have everything in TI.com. So you can access everything from there. And you probably will have a question, then please welcome to TI E2E Forum. There we have a 24 hours, no stop support, just like 7-Eleven, right? So anytime if you need the support, go access E2E Forum and go to TI Store, TI.com to access everything. And if you need any EVM, if you need the sample, you can also go to the TI Store, which allow you to do any sample ordering. Or if you have urgent demand from your production line, you can also access TI Store, which allow you to get the more TI information, product, and also everything, more flexibility. So with that, I would like to say thanks to every one of you because of in the past 2 years, it's not been easy. We are also told a supply challenge together, and it probably will have a little bit rough quarter to go because of the lockdown impact, and also there are many supply chain challenge, raw material shortage, so on. But I have a confidence as long as we work together and we will go through all the challenge. So with that, I wish the success COMPUTEX in this week, and also wish everybody stay in a safe, stay in healthy, and also wish the great business together with us. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lee, for the inspiring speech. Please kindly return back to your seat. Let's give a big round of applause for Mr. Lee. And next, we are very honored to have Mr. Don Yao, Vice President and Chief Technology Officer of Ericsson Taiwan. Mr. Yao, with more than 30 years of experience in the telecommunication industry, Mr. Yao has extensive experience and knowledge for the market and technology. Today, he will talk about Imagine Possibles with 5G. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Don Yao.
Good morning. Greeting, everybody. Tjena. That's a Swedish, okay? That's mean greeting. Okay. I don't actually like the picture because I'm going to talk to my Macron after this. It's really my pleasure to present to you this session, Imagine Possible with 5G. So let's start this presentation. Lars Magnus Ericsson founded Ericsson Company more than 140 years ago. Actually, that's in 1876, okay? He believed that the communication is a basic human need. Since then, we continue to deliver groundbreaking solution and innovate technology for good. And through these ages, we reinvent ourselves several times through the business and technology shift, as you can see, from manual to automation, from analog to digital, from wireline to wireless. And we always spend a lot of time and effort in cooperating with other people to set the open standard that made the communication, the global communication and connection possible. On the left-hand side, you can see some examples of our innovation that actually have significant impact to the people, to the business, and to the society. Probably you cannot see very clear the picture on the back on the right-hand side. That's a tower from central Stockholm, which is the cross point of all the line at the beginning of 20th century. That picture looks unbelievable from today's point of view, but that is what it was many years ago. Communication come a long way. Start from the late 19th century, and it took roughly about a century of time, around 1980, to finally realize a mobile phone service for ordinary people. And since then, we've been rolling out new generations of mobile technology every decade to cope with new demand and to unleash new imagination. And the communication starts from connecting places, now it's moved to connecting people, internet, and things anywhere. The number in the blue boxes are the research and the forecast they provide by Ericsson. By 2027, the world population should reach 8.3 billion. Around the same time, the mobile subscription will reach 8.9 billion. This is to tell you that the mobile penetration against population is going to exceed 100% at the time. And out from this 8.9, 8.2 billion will have mobile broadband. That means nearly, you compare that number, 8.2 and 8.3, that means nearly everybody on this planet will have access to internet through mobile, okay? And by 2027 end, there will be 5.9 billion IoT wide range connection, which is connecting things together. We can arguably say that the mobile network have become the digital infrastructures of our modern world. For over 10 years, Ericsson issued mobility report twice a year to the market to share mobile development and key insights of what is happening on the ground. Let me share with you a couple of key numbers in the latest issue so that we know how 5G is on the road to the mass market. As of end of 2021, last year, there were 660 million 5G subscribers in the world. And it's still adding at an average speed about 1 million subs per day adding into the network, okay? And the global average monthly usage per subscriber per month is already exceeding 10 gigabytes, reaching 11.4 gigabytes. In 2027, it is forecast to have 4.4 billion 5G subscribers globally. That is more than half of the world population at the time, right? And the average usage will increase from today's 11.4 all the way up to 41 gigabytes per month. That's a tremendous increase. And you know the pressures of the network. Okay. This is to show you how 5G is going currently in the world. These are the latest numbers. The purple boxes on the top, these are global figures. So let's read it. According to GSA, by March this year, there are 209 5G network go live. That means they're in service now, 209. And out from this 209, 20 of them are 5G standalone, which means they are 5G alone without 4G combined together. And by end of this year, it's forecast to have 35% world population covered by 5G. In the beginning of this year, in South Korea, the monthly mobile usage traffic per subscriber have already reached 27 gigabytes. You should remember the previous page that we're saying now world average is 11.4, and it will go up to 41 later. But South Korea is already 27 in the beginning of this year. And 66% of the traffic is on 5G rather than other networks, okay? And you'll be curious, then what about Taiwan? We're about that place. We're about that part, 27 to 30. We are the same level, okay? So South Korea and Taiwan, we are far above the world average. The blue boxes in the bottom is the Ericsson figure. So as of March 2022, we have 121 live 5G network in 54 different countries. And out from this 121, 12 of them are 5G standalone. And we have accumulated 172 commercial 5G agreements, and we ship out 8 million 5G ready radios to the world already, up to date. So 5G network capability goes beyond the previous generation and enable the new advanced use case. They're not just in consumer, they're also in the enterprise and business side. So the example here, you can see like automotive, gaming, virtual reality, smart home, and smart port, smart factory in the vertical. And most importantly is the recent emerged mission-critical capability and the time-critical communication capability that 5G provide. That give the industrial a lot of advanced use case that they can use. Today, the application have already started to use the 5G characteristic, which is fast, responsive, reliable, and secure. And it will be widely leveraged for the future application. So let's take a look at some of the application and take a further look up to see what it is. This is talking about extended reality device. This is your gateway to metaverse, right? So we all started to use smartphone maybe 10 dozen years ago. When we start with the smartphone, with the flat panel display, a big screen compared to 3G's phone, we're so excited. But that is 2D. All the visual effect on that smartphone is 2D. Now we're moving from smartphone 2D to 3D, which like the typical example will be the virtual reality headset, okay? And people were also thinking about a way to do even 3D on a flat panel. But is that what we're doing? No, we're actually moving forward. We're moving forward to beyond 3D. To do what? To do like augmented reality glasses that mix the reality, the physical and the cyber. And also there are holographs, a lot of events in the world that we see people put a virtual person and a physical person together. They can talk to each other. That can be realized today, but it's still some distance to go to realize in large scale. You need to be well prepared. We can do that, but we try to be really large scale implemented. We still got a road to go. And the so-called beyond 3D is not just audio, visual, it's also coming to additional sense we bring in, like the haptics. This is a haptic glove that will provide touch feedback. So when you're doing something, you not just hear it, see it, you can actually feel it. Okay? This is the way it is going. So the virtual reality is a very promising thing, but I think the augmented reality and mixed reality is even more transformational for a lot of people, for some of the application. But when we start the virtual reality, we start with the most left-hand side, with a head-mount display and a handheld sensor, right? Try to detect the motion. But the quality of the display is low at the time. Then we're not satisfied about that. We try to add a higher quality graphic, more user onto this display. But then you see what happened. It's getting heavier, right? That power consumption become a problem. The weight of the head-mount devices become an issue. Actually, if you mount a 700-gram head-mount display on your head and held it on your head, within 20 minutes, your neck will hurt. So you need to get that really lightweight, okay? So people were so ambitious to get an even higher quality graphic, a dozen users together, to play together some of the things like the game, the shooting game, first-person shooting game they try to do. Then you see the picture in the middle, that you have to wear a backpack to carry the battery. So you can support that kind of operation because the power consumption and the computing power needed. That is not what we want. Then what do we want? We want these to be untethered. What do you mean by untethered? Untethered means you get the freedom to use it anytime, anywhere, any way you want it. So like the picture on the right-hand side, that you can put many people together. And most importantly, in the augmented reality, you're not just having high graphic, there are many users, completely untethered, and you also can mix spatial content into this reality. How do we get it untethered? right? It looked like there's no way to get untethered. Yes, there's way. So the recently emerged 5G time-critical communication capability, because it provides bandwidth and a very short latency, you'll be able to carry out one thing, is to offload the XR device. So on that hand side, you will see the XR devices, the typical task that we do in these devices, like object tracking, detection, map optimization, spatial mapping, cloud data, localization, and sensor acquisition, okay? If you have enough bandwidth, very short latency, you can start to take those tasks and start to offload them onto the mobile age computing. You use the network as a compute fabric and start to calculate this thing and execute the function for the XR devices. You can have a low offload to mid offload and even go to the high offload. So you gradually take one task at a time and move to the mobile age and execute it there. And at the end, when you're in the high offload, you probably can offload all the tasks except only taking the sensor acquisition, leave it with the SR device. According to our internal investigation and study, if you achieve that, then the XR device's power consumption can be reduced by 7-fold. Because you only need 1/7 of the power to do that, okay? So then you can see what kind of power consumption and lightweight is that device. Then large-scale implementation become possible. So let's look at the vertical industrial business side. These are the typical use case that we often hear people talk about, right? Real-time automation, autonomous robot. These are all familiar for us. These cases are being used either standalone or most of the time combinational to achieve the task that we want to do. So let's make some of the examples to see how these things come together. Before we go in, there's a study I want to share with everybody. It's about the digitizing the industrial 4.0 with 5G. 2-3 years ago, Ericsson and Asa DeLitto performed a study about how is industrial 4.0 going to affect and what is the potential. So we studied 10 sectors, and by 2023, the potential in that 10 sector is going to be $700 billion globally. And interestingly, ABI do a research at the same time, and ABI research is about global digital factory connection going onward. The key point here is these digital factory connections are growing. And maybe a couple of years ago, they're at the early adoption stage, but it's about time right here at 2023, it's going to be moving from the early adoption to the mass adoption. And you see the wired, the fixed connection, and the wireless connection continues growing. But wireless connection of the factory grown much rappier than the fixed. But you're going to ask me why? Why is that? It is because the mobile technology is no longer the mobile technology 20 years ago. We are not only providing you telephony service. So what do you use with mobile technology today? I would say nowadays, almost everybody's first internet device is your mobile phone, rather than your computer or your panel, right? Whatever you want to say, you have an argument, you want to validate something, you put up, okay, let's search wiki. You use your mobile phone to do that. So the mobile phone actually provides instant access to the needed message. That's awfully important because that gives you the freedom to do a lot of things. It's not only cut away the cable, it gives you the degree of freedom to do what the thing you want to do. Okay? So the example I want to say here is SmartPort. In a SmartPort scenario, it illustrates this effect very well. If we want to make a SmartPort operation more efficient, more productive, then we will start to do automation and put a lot of IoT into the operating ground, right? If you do that, it is awfully important you can provide a common network layer with high reliability that connected all the subsystems. You will get a seamless connection. It also will eliminate the unnecessary or the complication of the multiple endpoints at the subsystem, okay? And with that infrastructure, you can integrate what the thing you want to do today, also 5G, even evolve into 6G, have the capability to accommodate even the future requirement. And importantly, let's not forget about it. In the smart port operation, and not just vehicle or equipment running around in this area, the people walking around. Actually, in Ericsson's mind, safety comes first before any of this. If you want to do automation, you want IoT, safety comes first. So when people, equipment, everything are messing around in the same places, crossing each other, so how do you keep the safety, right? So the moving object is so many in the ground. If we only doing passive measurement to do safety, watchdog, prevent something from happening, that's passive. It is something we need to do, but it's not enough. If we have a system, you can even put in active counter-measurement. So the active safety measurement can actually prevent or even tell you the danger is going to happen. Right? This is the beauty of this. And 5G's characteristic of low latency and high throughput, and especially on the uplink side compared to the previous generation, is a perfect fit for this. Now, this is what we show you here is a typical 5 case that you can select to be the starting point of SmartPort. Okay? Remote operation, autonomous robot, hazards and maintenance sensing, smart surveillance, connected vehicle. Of course, connected vehicle running around on our street still have some time, but connected vehicle running in a controlled environment, we can expect that, right? So come first. To do this, you can start with these 5. It will fit roughly 80–90% of the requirement. Of course, it's not perfect. Then you will go as you go, and you start to improve it and make it perfect. All right. The next example I'm going to show everybody is not someone else. This is Ericsson. This is Lewis Valley, Texas, USA. This factory in Texas produces 5G radio, 5G equipment. Okay? In this factory, we try to achieve automated manufacturing. We're emphasizing on more efficient production, try to increase the productivity, and we try to reduce the time needed for quality inspection, but still improve the quality of product. These 6 pictures are the selected use case that we do in the factory that we show you. 5G drone inventory counting. Yes, we do not use human to count inventory. We fly drones through the warehouse aisle and count the inventory by itself using IoT. Okay? And 5G surveillance camera patrol the shop floor by itself, and 5G industrial computer, and 5G cloud-based AGV. And we use 5G augmented reality to train the new operator who have just newly reported job, get familiar with, and also for existing employee, when there is a new process need to introduce it to the production line. We get them trained to familiar with it, and we're using 5G AR remote assist. If a technician on site having a difficulty to really configure this process, the engineer don't need to be next to him. The engineer is somewhere else, but remotely using the augmented reality, operate and set up the whole process together with the people on site. This factory actually awarded by World Economic Forum as Lighthouse Award. For this factory is very advancing, identified as a fourth industrial revolution pioneer. What do we have achieved? Like President Lin said, one of the key things that we never want to left behind is the sustainability. So what we do here, we actually successfully improve the productivity per employee 120%. And we reduce 75% on the manual material wasted. And what we're so proud of is we are able to use 24% less energy in exactly the same operation, and we use 75% less water indoor. Okay? Actually, there's a number that didn't show here. In 97% of the cases that we compare, before and after, we successfully reduced the carbon emission, the CO2 emission, which means this is green, and we're really proud of it. So what I show you, and I talk to you, what is it? It's a technology journey. It's a technology journey to the future of what? Okay? And technology starts from telephony, that people try to talk to each other, overcome the barrier of distance. But now we, using the mobile phone, the smartphone, that we have visual, so the video, audio all come together. Now, the touch sense will come, the haptics feedback. Why is haptics feedback so important? Because if you, in the industrial side, you want to do precise remote control, thinking about this, somebody is operating a crane which is 1,000 miles away. If you can only see it, hear it, it will be awfully helpful if you can help, you can feel it, right? It gives you the real feelings of how to do that. And it's awfully important for medical. If you want to do remote surgery, if a doctor can only operate a surgery robot remotely without sensing what is touching and what can be felt, he can only see and hear, and it's not that good, right? If the touch can come into play, it will help a lot. Like we show you, the extended reality is already in our production, okay? We use that to assist troubleshooting. It gets faster resolution, and it actually reduces a lot of waste of material. And like I said, the extended reality, for extended reality to be greatly adopted and large-scale adopted by the market, we need to split rendering in the device and the network and try to leverage the full capability of the network and make it real for the world. So Internet of Things. So what do we have now? We have audio, video, now we're bringing the touch into it. But in the future, what is the future of Internet? It's the Internet of all sense. All the sense come to Internet. So I'm the same. There are a couple of key takeaways, like President Lee. So my 3 key takeaways is, 1, mobile communication is instant access to needed information anytime, anywhere, right? So that's awfully important that we should do that, that we can have that service to everybody. And number 2, as the global platforms of innovation, 5G is the enabler for digital transformation. A lot of enterprise, a lot of business already started their digital transformation journey. Some didn't, okay? But in the next 5 to 10 years, nobody can escape from this. Every business, every enterprise needs to go through digital transformation. 5G is not the digital information, but 5G will enable, is the best platform to enable digital transformation. The 5G network as digital infrastructure underpin innovation to take place. that we demonstrate, the XR devices, how do you get large-scale adoption? You get that network ready. You get the network fabric capability in place, and people will know how to use it. Okay? Now, at the end of my presentation, I want to share with you Ericsson's purpose. That purpose is to create connections that make the unimaginable possible. Thank you for listening to my presentation today. Wish you all stay safe and healthy, and success for the event. Thank you very much.
Welcome, I'm Andrew Hardy from NXP Semiconductors. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of building resiliency and efficiency across factories, buildings, and cities. To do that, we're going to dig into projected world trends that we have to consider in our future designs. Then we'll talk about imminent threats and forces that are working against us. We'll examine the priority areas that we should focus our resources on. And then we'll also outline barriers of our existing infrastructure. And then finally wrap up highlighting solution to alleviate these barriers. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with some world projections that'll help support the reason for having resiliency and efficiency in our facilities. First of all, the world population is expected to grow 2 billion by 2050. The global GDP is expected to double by 2035. All this combined means there's going to be more connected smart devices in our world. We're expecting 75 billion new devices to be out in the world by 2030. And with that comes a greater energy consumption, which grew 5% last year, outpacing the renewable energy and impacting our CO2 emissions. So let's dig in a little further into some of the forces that are working against us. First of all, our infrastructure is inefficient and fragile as it stands today. Nearly half of all the global waste is caused by these manufacturing inefficiencies. Even up to 30% of delivery trucks run empty, wasting fuel and time. And there's downtime costs in manufacturing industry that are reaching upwards to $650 billion every single year. We also have an energy source issue due to the fact that we have slow growth of renewable power, and we're not on path to hit zero emissions by our goal of 2050. We also have bad actors that are providing sophisticated threats that are outpacing our security of our infrastructure. A recent 5-day shutdown cost Colonial Pipeline in 2021 $4.5 billion due to a ransomware payment strike. Further to that, manufacturing was most attacked sector last year, accounting for 23% of the reports of ransomware alone. And then last, there's simply not enough people to cover the demand and jobs that we have today. There's a global talent shortage of 85 million people by 2030. And further to that, there are safety concerns as deaths from workplaces and accidents and diseases reached 3 million. As an industry, we have to build a path to resiliency and efficiency. Our 4 focus areas need to be on the efficiency of these factories, buildings, and cities, safety, productivity, and last but certainly not least, cyber resiliency. So now that we've covered some of our goals that we have as an industry, let's also talk about some of the barriers we face with our existing infrastructure. First and foremost, there is a latency and a cost of sending all of our data to the cloud for decision-making to exist only in that location. Further to that, there's a lot of legacy, hierarchical systems, and a topology that is set up for single points of failure, and an IoT and OT separation in the factories. There's low awareness and high consumption of energy across the board. Systems are designed without security. And last, but certainly not least, there is a disparate, unscalable software across all of these systems. These are 5 areas that we have to focus on if we're going to truly build a resilient and efficient infrastructure. So how do we do that? With NXP, we are focused on 4 critical areas. First, edge computing. Second, machine learning. Third, end-to-end security. And fourth, real-time communication. We will cover each of these in greater detail. The first solution we're going to cover today is secure edge processing. Now, secure edge processing really starts from moving a lot of the decision-making that exists today in the cloud down to the edge. What that does is it enables real-time analytics and actuation with the combination of machine learning that is not hampered by network latency of sending data back and forth to the data centers to make decisions. Secondly, the reduction of the data center necessity also removes the need to access the network and lowers our overall cost of actual solutions and real-time decision-making. Third, it also protects our data by having the data only reside on the edge, but if we have to transmit to the cloud, we can do that in a semantic way versus actual real raw data. And then last, improving the overall security to having resilient solutions when the data centers are no longer accessible. So we talked about the importance of maximizing software reuse and also managing energy efficiency. To do that, we have offered an edge-verse edge computing platform that scales all the way from the lowest end microcontrollers up to high-end performance applications processors. And not to be forgotten, also a crossover device that is a good blend of performance and power management. By having this scalable offering, it offers our engineers the ability to reuse their software up and down their different applications, whether or not that's high performance or low power for their particular applications. Machine learning on the edge offers us more efficient real-time decision-making versus opposed to going to the cloud for all of our decision-making. It reduces the overall network costs and reduces latency as well. Some great examples of applications leveraging machine learning on the edge are facial identification for secure access in and out of buildings to improve the traffic flow, anomaly detection on factory equipment to help prevent failures and reduce maintenance costs. Remember, downtime in the factory is extremely costly. Or even potentially pattern detection for identification of potential criminal behavior or threats in our cities today. Machine learning on the edge provides real-time decision-making for these critical applications where a decision is required immediately such that we can improve the overall resiliency and efficiency of our factories, cities, and buildings. Network interoperability and accessibility are critical to making a transition to a resilient and efficient infrastructure. Existing infrastructure uses a lot of legacy protocols that do not inherently interoperate with the newer protocols. Hierarchical networks also create single points of failure. Multi-protocol IP-based solutions such as NXP's i.MX RT devices offer a solution to this problem. These crossover MCUs allow different networks such as TSN, EtherCAT, Profinet to share information seamlessly, locally, at the edge, and to the cloud. Security threats pose the risk of significant financial or brand harm and potentially life and death. Existing infrastructure often do not have security capabilities to defend against these more sophisticated threats. There are 4 important areas to focus on when designing for resiliency. First, securing the manufacturing of your device, such as using hardware root of trust and firmware secure provisioning. Second, securing the communication to and from the devices using TLS and symmetric encryption. Third, securing the operation of your device, leveraging secure boot and key storage. And then last, maintaining the security of your device through the entire lifetime of the device, which includes software and credential updates over the air. At NXP, our edge computing platforms are designed grounds up with these 4 pillars to help protect your devices over their entire lifetime. The growth of our population, the number of devices, and our demand for energy make it essential as a society that we focus on building more resilient and efficient infrastructure. Scalable and secure edge computing platforms with seamless connectivity, will help us overcome the barriers of the existing infrastructure. Now I'd like to introduce Elton Zhang, Senior Director of NXP Semiconductors, leading our NXP Taiwan sales team, to answer a few of your questions. Thank you very much for your time and have a great show.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy, and let's welcome Mr. Elton Zhang to join us now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elton Zhang, Senior Regional Director of NXP Taiwan. Thanks to COMPUTEX inviting NXP to share our story and ambitions on resilience and efficiency. Per Andrew's introduction, we received a couple of valid questions from online and offline visitors. Most like how NXP succeed in smart city and the smart automation world. What is the NXP view in innovation to industry and to the city in the future? Again, from NXP point of view, there will be 75 billion devices which connect and communicate on internet. In this page, you can see on the bottom side, most of devices are in application edge, which is close to people, cross the street, and in factory. In the middle side, there will be 10 million up to 100 million networking edge to link every application edge. Also, we need millions of data center and cloud to execute data to fulfill our needs. In this ecosystem, we realize couple barriers why Andrew had pointed out. Smart connection up to 75 billion devices. First of all, how to make sure networking edge can provide well link, low latency to ensure data access well. Eventually, we realize TSN is a key element and a key function to enhance networking performance, ensure data and processing can be synchronous. Second thing, it will be a mess without cybersecurity. How to ensure data access in a safety environment is also the important we are driving. Energy consumption impacts CO2. Absolutely, power energy will be another key factor. Substantive IIoT working well in the future. We need a smart processor, high performance, and low power consumption for new billion devices, cross data center, cross networking edge, and application edge. Third thing, the talent shortage. Even global population continue to grow. However, edge society will be impact working quality. If we can build out an efficiency system in factory, build out more edge computing in city for better management, for example, to control the street light and the traffic, that helps to reduce the talent shortage. Workplace accident. More and more smart machines are doing well in dangerous environment to reduce casualty. I'm quite sure you see that. So those barriers are most important if we couldn't have the solutions. So we have 3 families of MCU and the processor, fitting every needs with our app and the sensor devices. For example, on the left-hand side, the traditional MCU providing a general function, while you only need in the subsystem without safety and the security concern. The only thing is focusing on the power saving. Of course, we can provide you the standalone safety and security devices if you still need to build in. On the middle side, if you need the embedded system, for example, MCU plus the display, video, audio with safety and security requirement, then we can provide you the crossover the MCU, which built in our edge lock. As you know that we have a rich experience in security things for past years. This is our add-on value to help us facing the edge lock into the system. Make sure the internet connections with safety. Also, we build in machine learning in order to enhance the system performance. And as we mentioned, the saving power consumption would be the mandatory to succeed the IIoT in the future. We are convinced machine learning will be the key factor to help us. On top of the crossover MCU, if you need more integration, for example, like the sensor sensing, then we have the application process to fit the high-end requirement. See the right-hand side. NXP provides a scalable and efficient processor for all your needs. We appreciate it to Advantech, a long-term partnership with NXP, engaging with the hardware platforms in couples of their ecosystem, bundle their software. This is a significant evidence to show NXP performance while we are talking about the smart things. For example, in the industrial and the city and home applications. I'm eager to share more other successful stories with you offline. Well, in the end, let me recap key messages for you. Population estimated at 7.7 billion in 2019. The latest projection will be the 9.7 billion in 2050. Economies continue growing. The total global GDP is foreseen to double between 2022 and 2035. This is inevitable demand for products will continue to grow. All of these devices and production substantially increase demand for electricity. You know, the demand in electricity shot up more than 5% last year. It means that we continue to increase the fossil fuel that will push the CO2 emissions. So we need a scalable in energy efficiency processor and connectivity. Make sure that we can provide easily development and affordable machine learning, also uncompromised the security to the IIoT in the future. There is no one-size chip that fits all, so we provide couples categories for you. How to link the billions devices, how to ensure safety and security in the real world to fulfill the green, productivity, and high efficiency for humans' life well. This is the NXP ambitions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to join the NXP section. I'm based in Taipei, looking to have more contact with you. Have a nice day. Keep in touch.
Thank you, Mr. Tian, for the fascinating insights, and we hope to see Elton and Mr. Hardy soon in person. And next, we are very honored to invite Mr. Richard Karras to join online, the Vice President of Omniverse Developer Platform of NVIDIA, to talk online about a new era of digital twins and virtual worlds with NVIDIA Omniverse. Today, Mr. Karras will share the opportunities brings to 3D workflow and the next evolutions of AI. They would like to invite you to explore the latest applications of NVIDIA. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Richard Karras.
Hi, I'm Richard Karras, Vice President of our Omniverse Developer Platform here at NVIDIA, and today we're going to talk about virtual worlds. First, let's get the word metaverse out there, what it means. We've heard it all over the place recently. Well, quite simply, the metaverse is the network. It's the network of the next generation of the web, which will be 3D. Now, we're all excited about it, as are many, because the idea of being able to go from one virtual world to another virtual world seamlessly means that we're going to have a lot more capability in what we do and how we do it. Now, here at NVIDIA, we believe virtual worlds are essential for the next era of AI. They'll be used for things like training robots and autonomous vehicles, digital twins where you can monitor and manage a factory. Even whole cities will be done as a digital twin, as we've seen with some of our customers. And the big thing that we're working on is Earth 2, which will be making a digital twin of the entire Earth. 3D workflows require teams to hold an arsenal of extremely specific and wide range of skills. These artists, designers, engineers, or visualization experts are often part of the hybrid workforce working remotely or spread around the world. Each skill and expertise requires its own system setup, from laptop to data center, physical or virtualized, and each discipline requires its own software applications. Today, there's over 36 companies selling over 50 CAD tools, with countless more being launched annually. And these are specialized CAD programs for specific industries, regions, or tasks. Every major design software company has its own independent planetary system of add-ons, adjacent products, and customizations, and they are often incompatible. This leads to workflows plagued with tedious import and export, often causing model decimation, mistakes, and time lost. This has often forced customers to unwillingly adopt integrated products from the same vendors, which can limit productivity, creativity, and the ability of teams. Heavy 3D production pipelines are becoming increasingly complex as artists, designers, engineers, and researchers integrate technologies like global illumination, real-time ray tracing, AI, compute, and engineering simulation into their daily workflow. In M&E, the growing expectation for high-quality content means that firms are spending upwards of 6.5 billion compute hours per year rendering content. In AEC, advanced technologies and perfectly physical, accurate visualizations are quickly becoming crucial to an industry that is expected to breach $12.9 trillion in the next year. Today, a 3D artist typically works sequentially across multiple applications, like 3ds Max for modeling, then Substance Painter for texturing, and finally Unreal Engine to arrange the scene, exporting large files many times along the way. Now with Omniverse, artists connect their apps and then compose the combined scene using Omniverse Create. And once in Omniverse, an artist can draw on NVIDIA's superpowers, like physics, which lets artists use true-to-reality simulations that obey the laws of physics, and RTX Render to see their scene rendered in real time, fully RTX ray traced or path traced. Omniverse also lets you collaborate with other artists and from across the room or across the globe, connecting their favorite apps into a single shared scene. Changes made by one designer are reflected back to the other artists, like working on a cloud shared document, but in 3D. This is the future of 3D content creation and how virtual worlds will be built. Now, how are we going to do these things? That's what Omniverse is all about. We built Omniverse to be the connector of these virtual worlds. You can think of it as two parts of a journey. The first part is the creation, where you create content or virtual worlds using tools you're familiar with today, connected live to the platform of Omniverse so that you can collaborate with creators and designers across the globe. The second part is the operation of those things that you've created in a digital twin scenario so that you can manage them in real time and understand what's taking place in the synthetic world and how it relates to the physical world. Omniverse hasn't been possible until now, and there's 4 main points that have made that possible. The first is RTX technology, the ability to have real, true-to-reality simulation in real time on a laptop all the way up to servers and even in the cloud. RTX is the technology at the very core for photorealistic real-time rendering. The next thing is being able to scale these GPUs together so that we can handle very large and extremely large data sets. So whether you're working on a project that's an environment, or a project that's an entire city, or even the grand project that we're working on with Earth 2, we have the ability to scale this RTX technology so that the true-to-reality simulation can scale with it as well. Now, the third key thing is USD, or Universal Scene Description. Pixar's Universal Scene Description is the foundation for Omniverse. The open source 3D description and file format is easily extensible. USD can be thought of as the HTML of 3D. Originally developed to simplify content creation and the interchange of assets between different industry software tools, USD began in the visual effects industry to enable collaboration across globally spread teams. Today, it's becoming widely adopted across all visual industries, including architecture and engineering, manufacturing, product design, and robotics. With open standards from USD and leading-edge acceleration from NVIDIA, the Omniverse platform harnesses both broad support for third-party software vendors across industries and the power unique to NVIDIA technologies such as ray tracing, simulation, and material libraries. It will enable consistent 3D experiences of virtual worlds no matter what kind of industry they're in or no matter what kind of content is being presented. So you'll have a seamless ability to teleport from world to world. And the fourth key point is the AI revolution. AI allows us to do many things with these virtual worlds. We can use AI to train robots in the virtual world. We can use it to simulate true-to-reality things like weather patterns and how that might affect things that we're building in the physical world. It even allows us to do things like create a time machine, where you can look at the past that's taken place and use that information to project what may take place in the future. And you can even change the variables of that, so you can have a more complete understanding of all the things that may or may not take place in the physical world by studying them in the digital world. We built Omniverse to run on RTX. That means it can run on a laptop, all the way to a workstation or a data center and beyond. And most recently, we announced OVX, a computing system dedicated to Omniverse that can start with a workstation and scale all the way up to a superpod, handling enormous amounts of data to have true-to-reality simulation at any scale. Omniverse is a platform that serves developers, that serves creators and designers, and even enterprises. Now, for developers, it's free to develop on and free to deploy anything that you create for Omniverse, whether you're connecting with an extension, or connecting to an existing app, or modifying the application, or even building applications on the platform. Omniverse for developers is a rich and robust environment with modern tools for you to create right out of the box. The next thing is Omniverse for creators and designers. This is where designers can create and work together in the tools that they're already using and connect to Omniverse and be able to collaborate with other artists and designers, whether it's across the room or across the globe. You have the ability to work in real time and work in the virtual environments as if you're all together at the same time. And we have Omniverse Enterprise. Omniverse for Enterprises is for those companies who are leveraging the platform for design collaboration and building and managing digital twins. Omniverse can be thought of as a network of networks. And what we mean by that is you can connect existing applications that you're using today to take advantage of all the things the platform has to offer. You can extend the platform to customize it to meet your needs, and you can even build applications on top of the platform. And we've seen a number of companies that are already doing this. We have 82 connectors as of today and more coming all the time. They're connecting their asset libraries, their applications, and all sorts of things like that. Plus, we've had over 160,000 downloads of Omniverse for individuals who are taking the product and using it in a wide variety of ways. And we're seeing amazing work being done that's shared on all the different types of social networks that are out there today. The Omniverse stack is built for maximum flexibility and scalability. By building and leveraging Omniverse, developers can harness over 20 years of NVIDIA technology in rendering, simulation, and AI. They can integrate it into their existing apps, or they can build their own apps and services. Now, once you're connected to the platform, you get to harness all of the power that we've been talking about with Omniverse, like physics, to understand how things are going to behave in the digital world. So using things like water, smoke, fire, and adding them into the workflows that you're currently using. For example, let's take a look at how Siemens used the power of Omniverse to quickly perform physics-based super-resolution simulations on wind farms that accurately reflect real-world performance using NVIDIA Modulus physics ML models.
Total worldwide wind energy capacity currently exceeds 750 gigawatts and is growing faster than ever, with an additional 650 gigawatts to be added in the next 5 years. For companies like Siemens Gamesa Renewable Energy, optimizing the configuration of each new wind farm is critical for getting the most out of their investment and reducing costs for consumers. When designing a wind farm, it's critical to place each turbine so as to minimize the effects the turbines have on each other due to the wake that they create. Accurately modeling the wake requires high-resolution, high-fidelity simulation data that is specific to that wind farm, such as the geographic location and the terrain. The gold standard for generating this data is the large eddy simulation shown here. But to run just one iteration for a single turbine can take 40 days on a 100-core CPU. And with so many iterations needed to develop an accurate model for a specific site, using CPUs is impractical. Using NVIDIA Modulus and NVIDIA Omniverse, Siemens Gamesa has been able to reduce that 40 days to just 15 minutes, approximately 4,000 times faster. This is accomplished by running the model at a lower resolution, and then, with a physics ML model trained using Modulus, to enhance or super resolve the data. And the results are functionally equivalent to having run the model at full resolution. Let's take a look at the same data presented in a way that clearly highlights the coarseness of the low-resolution simulation. Here, they look like pixelated blobs. In the super-resolved flow field, you can see the finer vortex structures. Now that we have the simulation data, we can build an accurate weight model for the site and optimize the placement of each turbine. Thousands of iterations, accelerated by NVIDIA GPUs, are run as part of the optimization to achieve the maximum power output for each farm while minimizing the cost. And the impact is huge. When using NVIDIA Modulus and Omniverse for a typical 1,000 megawatt offshore wind farm, optimization can provide power to supply up to 20,000 additional homes, and to do it at 10% lower cost.
You got many other types of capabilities that you can do. The key thing here is that with Omniverse, you extend and enhance your existing workflows. The second part is the operation, or the digital twin. A digital twin is a physically accurate simulation of the real world in a virtual environment, and it brings with it all sorts of capabilities. All types of industries will use digital twins to understand how they're manufacturing something, how the operation of that device will take place afterwards, and all kinds of scenarios that they wouldn't have been able to imagine before. There are many steps to building a digital twin, and today, Omniverse Enterprise customers can start with the building blocks. First is full fidelity visualization. This is true to reality 3D simulation of what's taking place in the virtual world, identical to what's happening in the physical world. Enterprises can, for the first time, aggregate 3D data sets from disparate design and CAD softwares and visualize them in real time. And they can leverage the Omniverse's platform multi-GPU rendering for extremely large data sets. You can also build custom 3D tools and pipelines. You know, one of the most difficult constraints of 3D simulations is the disconnected, disparate, incompatible tools and data sets that teams must connect. Omniverse is an easily extensible development platform that provides building blocks for enterprises to build their own plugins and tools to enhance and extend their existing workflows without the need to rebuild their entire existing pipeline. Lastly, many of our digital twin customers already have robotic perception systems in place or are planning to deploy them. Robotic systems require large amounts of physically accurate synthetic data to better train and optimize their performance in the real world. With Omniverse, enterprises can leverage the platform to generate synthetic data that is indistinguishable from reality, reducing training time and increasing the AI system's accuracy in the real world. We have a large number of customers across all types of industries who are already using Omniverse to connect their 3D workflows. Customers like Amazon Robotics and BMW are using Omniverse to build digital twins of their warehouses and factories. Companies like DNEG are using Omniverse to do pre-visualization for the work that they're doing in the media and entertainment space. Another company, Ericsson, has used the Omniverse platform to build a digital twin of a city. This helped them to understand how they're going to propagate 5G antennas across that environment. Foster & Partners and KPF are using Omniverse to build full-fidelity, physically accurate simulations of the buildings and environments that their architectural work is being done in. These are just a few of the companies using Omniverse across many types of use cases, whether it's factories of the future, media and entertainment, or visualization of landscapes we have yet to imagine. Now, in this final clip, we're going to show you how Amazon Robotics used Omniverse to build a digital twin of their warehouse and be able to work with that in real time. Take a look.
Every day, hundreds of Amazon facilities handle tens of millions of packages, with more than 2/3 of these customer orders handled by robots. To support this highly complex operation, we deployed hundreds of thousands of mobile drive robots and associated storage pods, which allow us to store far more inventory in our buildings than traditional shelving, and which help us move inventory in a safer, more efficient way. Key to this scaling has been our ability to simulate these buildings and understand their performance before we build them. Let's take a look at how NVIDIA Omniverse is helping us optimize and simplify these processes. At Amazon Robotics, we are able to create full-scale digital twins of our warehouses in NVIDIA Omniverse, helping us optimize warehouse design, train more intelligent robot assistants, and gain operational efficiencies. In Omniverse, we are uniquely able to aggregate datasets from many different CAD applications and visualize these massive models in full fidelity realism, enabled by Omniverse's RTX accelerated ray tracing, materials, and physics. Digital twins are an integral part of future warehouses and factories, enabling continuous integration and continuous delivery. With each new software and layout optimization, we can test in the digital twin before releasing to the physical warehouse, preventing any system downtime or failure while maximizing operational efficiencies. Next, packages of every shape, size, weight, and material move rapidly through our fulfillment centers. We use NVIDIA Omniverse to better train autonomous robotic sorting and picking solutions. Training these robots' perception systems accurately enough to prevent system failures requires massive amounts of high-quality data, but often the data doesn't exist or there isn't enough. When we introduced more reflective tape to our packing materials, the perception systems failed. We retrained the models with physically accurate photoreal synthetic data generated in Omniverse, indistinguishable from reality, saving weeks of retraining time and increasing model accuracy. Finally, with the digital twins of our facilities and the ability to quickly and accurately train robot perception systems, we can also better configure human-robot workstations, simulating opportunities for better employee ergonomics. At Amazon Robotics, NVIDIA Omniverse digital twins are helping us as we reimagine warehouse logistics from end to end and capturing a significant operational efficiencies which enable us to deliver more value to our customers.
Omniverse is available for customers and developers around the world. Omniverse Enterprise is on NVIDIA Launchpad, which provides a free 2-week trial where you can harness the power of Omniverse on NVIDIA certified systems. You can also request a free 30-day evaluation period. And finally, Omniverse for developers is available today at nvidia.com/Omniverse. It's a free to download and free to develop on platform. This has been a brief overview of some of the features and powerful capabilities of the Omniverse platform. I thank you very much for your time today, and I'd like to end with showing you some of the amazing work our customers have been doing with this platform. Let's take a look.
Omniverse technology will transform the way you create.
Thank you, Mr. Karras, for the inspiring demonstrations. And next, we are very honored to invite Mr. Danish Baha, Corporate Vice President and General Managers of Commercial and Components Group of Micron, to share about advancing consumer technology with us online. Mr. Baha will focus on his view on the crucial brand and how the Commercial Products Group organization, CPG, has become the memory and storage expert over their 25-year history as part of Micron. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Danish Baha.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone across the world tuning into this session at COMPUTEX. My name is Dinesh Bahal. I'm Corporate Vice President and General Manager for Micron's Commercial and Components Group. On behalf of all of my teammates at Micron, I'm thankful for this opportunity to speak at COMPUTEX. For the next 20 minutes or so, I will give you an update on Micron and how our Commercial Products Group, CPG for short, is advancing consumer technology and thereby enabling compelling new consumer experiences. Our vision at Micron is a world and future that is increasingly being shaped by data. We are at a unique and exciting time where technology has now evolved to a place where physical and virtual worlds are at a convergence tipping point. They're becoming further intertwined across almost every aspect of our daily lives. We see Micron as being at the forefront of driving this new future that is being shaped by data and the incredible experiences that that data enables. So you may ask, who is Micron? Micron is the only memory manufacturer headquartered in the US. We're amongst the top 3 global manufacturers of memory and storage solutions and the 4th largest semiconductor company on the planet. Throughout our 44-year history, Micron has been an innovator. We have continued to lead through innovation. We recently announced that our patent count has exceeded 50,000 and continues to grow. That is a lot of innovation. It's being delivered by our 45,000 strong team members in 17 countries and 11 manufacturing sites across the world. I am incredibly proud to be a part of the global and diverse Micron family. Micron's Commercial Products Group, or CPG, is a unique part of Micron. We offer DRAM and SSD solutions to both consumer segments under the Crucial brand and enterprise segments under the Micron brand. Today, CPG has a global reach with over 5,000 direct and indirect channel partners across 230 countries. Our channel partners include system integrators, distributors, VARs, national service providers, and retail and e-tail partners. CPG also has its own direct-to-consumer e-commerce site, Crucial.com. That site sells Crucial products to end consumers in the US, UK, and select countries in Europe. Crucial, Micron's brand of consumer memory and storage solutions, has a 25-year history of product and service innovation leadership. During that time, our products and services have garnered many accolades and have had many industry firsts. For example, we provide our own proprietary digital tools such as the Crucial Scanner, which allows you to scan your computer and get product recommendations. Similarly, we offer the Crucial Memory Selector, which allows you to search for your computer model to find products which fit into your PC or Mac. With a database of 50 million plus PC scans and nearly 200,000 computer configurations, our customers love our tools, and their active feedback enables us to drive innovation in every new generation of products. We are uniquely positioned as a product innovator as we build close relationships with actual consumers of our products. As you can see, our community of customers and influencers love our products. This is evidenced by the many, many awards we've won over our 25-plus year history. So that gives you a sense of our time-tested journey of product innovation. Now, I want to look ahead and talk about some of our upcoming technologies. Just as we've done over the last 40+ years at Micron and 25 years with Crucial, we aim to continue to be the market leader through innovation. We're currently shipping our 1-alpha DRAM and 176-layer NAND, the most advanced process technology in the industry for each. We just announced our next DRAM node, Micron's 1-beta. Micron's 1-beta will begin to ramp before the end of calendar year 22 and will continue our strong position of industry technology advancement in DRAM. As we ramp this node, we are positioned to continue our DDR5 and LPDDR5 product leadership in the market, not just in terms of timing, but also quality, performance, power, and cost. In NAND, our most advanced shipping node is our 176-layer technology. Building on the leadership of our 176-layer node, which was introduced about 12 months ahead of our competition and enabled many first-to-market products, we are well positioned to continue to lead in foundational technology. We have also recently disclosed our next node, which is our 232-layer technology node. This node brings in a number of process and design innovations to enable both product performance while delivering cost leadership. We are confident that our NAND technology roadmap will enable sustained leadership through the next decade, providing core technology advantages to underpin our leading NAND products. Overall, the backbone of our NAND technology roadmap is focused on a few consistent elements: advanced CMOS performance, enabling the demanding future requirements, supporting our most advanced products, and expanding QLC technology enabled through our design and device technology expertise. I am happy to share that we are a leader in QLC, quad-layer cell NAND technology. We've been shipping QLC since our 64-layer nodes, and we are currently shipping our third generation of QLC products. This third generation QLC is the world's first 176-layer QLC. It is market leading from the point of view of size, I/O speeds, and latency. It is also the only replacement gate storage that combines charge trap technology with CMOS under the array that is in mass production. And while many in the industry are still ramping their 176-layer node-based products, we have already launched and are shipping many award-winning products at a global scale in this segment. This includes our value SATA product line, Crucial BX, which is a market share leader in many regions of the world, our Crucial portable products such as the Crucial X6 and the Crucial X8, and our Crucial mainstream PCIe product, the Crucial P2, which is now growing in market segment share and is in the top 3 products by sales in many regions for PCIe. And we're not resting on our accomplishments. We see many more opportunities to extend our leadership and innovation with 176-layer QLC. Today, we are thrilled to announce the Crucial P3 Plus. The P3 Plus is our second Generation 4 PCIe product after the P5 Plus. It's our first Gen 4 QLC product targeted at the mainstream market segment. This drive will be available this summer. The P3 Plus is an exciting addition to our portfolio of consumer SSD products, which include award-winning products such as the Crucial BX500 and the Crucial MX500 in the SATA category, the Crucial P2 and Crucial P5 Plus in the NVMe segments, and the Crucial X6 and Crucial X8 products in the portable SSD category. For those looking to upgrade from Gen 3, the Crucial P3 Plus provides the Gen 4 NVMe speed users need, targeted at a broad set of consumers with Gen 4 enabled motherboards. The Crucial P3 Plus will deliver impressive read speeds of up to 5,000 megabytes per second and write speeds of up to 4,200 megabytes per second and performs up to 43% faster than the fastest Gen 3 NVMe SSDs. It comes in capacities of up to 4 terabytes, so you have the option to buy one as a simple startup SSD or use one as your primary internal SSD for all of your content. The P3 Plus will be backward compatible with Gen 3 platforms, with a significant boost in performance, minimizing wait times, and allowing you to get more done in less time. This product is targeted at gamers who need blazingly fast load and save times for all of your games, for students who need faster downloads for faster study sessions, rich media presentations, and the ability to back up all your schoolwork, and for creatives who are looking for powerful Gen 4 storage for your best shots and video clips. Not only are we leading innovators on NAND and storage, we are also shaping PC computing for consumers in memory. As all of you know, DDR4 memory, after a strong 8-year run, is running out of capacity and bandwidth and can't keep up with the needs of many CPU cores and advanced I/O. So last year, we were amongst the first to launch Micron's crucial DDR5 memory, leading the way for an entire new generation of performance and compute. Micron's DDR5 offers 2x the bandwidth, 2x the concurrent operations, and 2x the data rates of DDR4. These are all built with Micron's world-class manufacturing, quality, and support. What matters most are real-world advantages, and Micron DDR5 delivers. DDR5 is all about bandwidth. More bandwidth allows you to get more done in less time for the growing number of data-intensive workloads. Even in the early days before independent software vendors and software developers began optimizing for DDR5, we saw extremely impressive results on DDR5. Engineering designers reporting 33% faster processing using CAD. Creatives getting nearly 20% greater performance using Photoshop. Gamers playing racing sim Forza seeing 10% improvement in frames per second performance. In 2020, Micron launched its technology-enabled program, TEP for short, for DDR5. We did this to speed up market adoption of the latest DRAM and prepare the ecosystem for broad introduction of DDR5-enabled platforms expected to grow over the next few years. This program is unique as it is the first and only program of its kind in the industry. The program has now engaged more than 400 design and technical leaders from over 160 leading industry players, including system and silicon enablers, channel partners, cloud service providers, and OEMs. As most of you know, we had a brand dedicated to gaming memory called Crucial Ballistics. We announced that we will discontinue this product line a few months ago. Gaming is an important market, so why did we make that decision? The answer is simple. We truly believe that our JEDEC standard DDR5 delivers the performance that even hardcore gamers need, thus eliminating the need for overclocking. And we're not the only ones saying that. As you can see, leading tech reviewers agree that out of the box, Crucial's DDR5 is delivering virtually the same performance without a heat spreader or overclock die and without any fiddling with BIOS or XMP settings. We believe that Crucial DDR5 DRAM is the best value product for our entire customer set. And you can buy this today in multiple density configurations for your DDR5-enabled processors and motherboards for both desktops and laptops. And we're also excited about the upcoming launch of our Micron-branded data center DDR5 memory products, which will be available as soon as the next generation data center processor platforms are introduced by Intel and AMD. In the data center, DDR5 is really a game changer. This next generation of computing platforms allows memory to keep pace with rapidly advancing server CPU cores. These platforms will enable massive and ever-expanding data sets to be transformed into insights and fuel true innovation, and deliver more than double the memory bandwidth to better support ongoing CPU core count. In short, DDR5 will offer servers the next generation of performance, reliability, and scalability with lower total cost of ownership advantages over DDR4. With servers featuring DDR5 memory, we will be advancing Micron's mission to enrich lives for all. All this innovation and technology acceleration is not possible without our amazing ecosystem of partners. In our industry, collaboration is powerful. Let me share an example that we are working on right now. Together with AMD and Phison, we are collaborating on a new generation of high-performance PC computing. We are bringing Micron's leadership and expertise in NAND flash together with Phison's strength in building high-performance SSD controllers. We are currently creating and testing next-generation storage devices that will hit speeds never before seen in consumer and client computing. By combining Phison's E26 controller and Micron's replacement gate NAND, future client SSDs will see bandwidth up to 12 gigabytes a second. Going further, our partnership with AMD and Phison is enabling breathtaking innovation for computing propelled by the combination of AMD processors, PCIe Gen 5 storage, and DDR5 memory. So, what is PCIe Gen 5 storage going to let you experience and enable? Well, with the release of Ryzen 7000 series processors and socket AM5 platforms, AMD enables this ecosystem to come together to advance next-generation memory and storage capabilities and provide new user experiences. Micron collaborates closely with key industry partners and forward-looking customers, and it's clear that multi-core CPU architectures have continued to enable year-over-year compute performance gains that must be complemented by continued advancements in storage and memory. Together with Phison, we are at the forefront of the industry with the transition to Gen 5 PCIe SSDs. Micron will initially bring PCIe Gen 5 SSDs to the consumer market via our crucial branded storage offerings. This will enable a new generation of content creators and content consumers to easily store and load ever richer, data-intensive media and files. Game developers will be able to create 3D worlds so lifelike that the lines between virtual and reality become truly blurred. And when paired with Crucial's DDR5 DRAM, our customers will unleash creativity, productivity, and digital content creation and consumption like never before. This is an exciting time for the semiconductor industry, and memory and storage are at the heart of the industry's continued innovation. We can't wait for the Crucial P3 Plus to join our ever-expanding portfolio of new products like our Gen 4 Crucial P5 Plus SSD and the Crucial DDR5 memory. It is exciting to think about all the new and compelling user experiences that the technologies we've discussed today will unleash. For me, the most rewarding aspect of my role at Micron is hearing the positive feedback about our products from our customers. My team and I are committed to stay ahead on the innovation and technology curve and to continue to build exciting products for many more generations to come. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy COMPUTEX 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Bahal, for the inspiring speech. And thank you all for joining us at this morning sessions of COMPUTEX Forum. The afternoon sessions, which focus on ESG and net zero, will begin at 2 p.m. Don't forget to come back at 1:30 p.m. Meanwhile, you can take a look at the latest exhibiting products at the COMPUTEX Taipei exhibition at the 4th floor. Don't forget your belongings when you leave. And please do scan the QR code outside to fill in the questionnaire. Your opinion is much appreciated. Thanks again and see you at 1:30 p.m.